Welcome back, YouTubers, to another episode of Near Mint Condition Gaiden. This is Omar, and today not only am I going to unbox the Akira 35th edition box set, but also kind of compare it to a few editions of Akira that have come out over the years. First things first, this beautiful box set, decorated with Otomo's artwork all around it. This has been a long time coming for Akira fans. Finally, we get Akira in hardcover in America. Sure, I'm not the only one that took this off, so you can see all the artwork. Now, let's crack this sucker open to reveal the actual hardcover books. So, these are the Kodansha release, which they had released them in the past in original, or traditional rather, American left to right reading format. But these are the hardcovers, and each of the hardcovers comes with a dust jacket. It's just your standard Otomo artwork from the first volume of Akira. I kind of like that. Alright, so let's look in here. I haven't had a chance to look at much of this, but I can tell you something right off the bat that I don't like. It's this right here. It's the lack of translation of sound effects. That is a huge pet peeve of mine, and it's just something I've gotten used to over the years, but I wish they had taken the time to translate them, because I'll do a comparison here in a few minutes of the original releases and the second Kodansha release and the Dark Horse release. But what they do have here is the sound effect index, which shows you what the sounds are supposed to be. Page 13, panel 2, flash, ka, whatever, boom, 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 which I assume it's a motorcycle. And most of these you can kind of tell what the sound effect really is. However, Akira is a book that sometimes sound effects kind of sets up the scene, so I don't know why they didn't take the time to do a proper translation of them. That just kind of irritates me. But like I said, it's just my pet peeve. I'm sure some people are like, it's not a big deal, but it's just something I don't enjoy. Each book has a recap of what happened in the last book, kind of like in the original releases. So that's cool. And each book begins with the color splash pages that were in the original release, and turns into black and white. 6 volumes in total are included in the box set, which completes the story of Akira, along with the long out of print Akira Club book, which shows kind of artwork from the trade paperbacks, pin-ups and things like that were released in Japan, and some of the promotional art for the movie. This book went out of print a long time ago and goes up. It went upwards of $150. So I'm glad that they were able to include this in here. Very cool, and in hardcover. Also with its own really cool dust jacket. So the dimensions of the Akira Club book are a little bit bigger, by the way. I'm not sure if you could tell that earlier when I pulled the book out. This, for example, is volume 5. Akira, right next to fan art. So it's a little bit bigger. I didn't have the original one, so I'm not sure if that's the exact dimensions. Also included in the box set is this patch right here. And I told myself if I ever were to get a tattoo, it would be the pill on the back of Kaneda's jacket. For some reason, I've always loved that symbol. It's pretty much what the box set looks open. Nothing really under the books, as you can see. Each book comes with a unique design on the back, front, and again, every one of them has a dust jacket. I think that's really cool. I know there were European releases before dust jackets, but it's nice to have them here all in one box set. That's really cool. 35 years. Can't believe it's been that long since this book's been released. So let's do a little comparison. Let's compare book 1. So first of all, this is the Kodansha release of volume 1, and as you can tell, it's a little bit smaller in size. dimensions. The hardcover's a little bit bigger. That's cool. Bigger art makes me happier. Other than the size, of course, I stated earlier, the Kodansha release when it first came out was very much like the Dark Horse releases, which I'm going to compare book 2 of the Dark Horse with the new hardcovers, in that it's read from the traditional American left to right. So the pages are mirrored. However, it does have the translations of the sound effects. When the art is mirrored, people that are right-handed become left-handed and things like that. So a lot of people hate that about manga when it's translated that way. So it's nice to have it in this format here, the original format. Other than the mirror artwork, the translated sound effects, and the oversized art from the new edition, it's practically the same. Paper quality on the new edition seems to be a little thicker too, which is nice. Now we're going to do the original issue 1 of Akira, which was originally translated by Epic Comics, which was a line of Marvel comics back in the day. The difference with these, besides the fact that they're old and the original translation, is that they were in color. This is the first time I've ever saw computer-generated colors by Steve Oliff and gang. They're just gorgeous. This is kind of what fans were hoping to get too out of a box set, which would have been cool, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, if somehow Epic decides to release these books under the Kodansha line, I will be happy to fork over the money again, because I love the use of colors in these. They're wonderful. Yeah, this is the way I originally read it, so it's pretty cool to pull it back out after all these years. And colors are still great, I think. I'd love to see this on glossy paper. Yeah, let's move on to book 2. Same cover for volume 2. A little bit different color schemes here with the green instead of the yellow. This one seems a little more dull. Oh, this one seems a little fresh and poppy. And of course, different backs because these are hardcovers. Now, this is different because this is the original Dark Horse. I mean, original is when they first started printing these in original black and white. Dark Horse first released them a few years before Kodansha did. Of course, they went out of print as well. But once again, not much difference other than the dimensions that I mentioned earlier with the 2 Kodansha releases. Yeah, it seems like the original Dark Horse releases, the colors seem a little pale compared to the new Kodansha release. And once again, the artwork was mirrored in the original releases, so Americans weren't too afraid to read the book. Also have here a trade paperback of the Akira comics from Epic. And these were also released to collecting like 3 or 4 issues of the run. And once again, the colors. These wonderful Steve Oliff and Optic color computer color crew that were also supervised by Ultimo. Each page had to be approved. I saw a listing recently, well, not recently, maybe 2 years ago, of original color Akira pages. You know, they were too rich for my blood. Overall, I'm really happy with the presentation of the books. I think it's well worth it if you've never read it. Even if you own the original trade paperbacks by Dark Horse or Kodansha, these hardcovers are really nice. And if you've never read Akira, then this is the best way to do it. Don't let the right to left reading panel scare you away from reading one of the best, most awesomest manga ever. If you've seen the anime and you like it, you need to read the rest of the story to find out what happens to some of these characters, because much like Dune, you could enjoy the anime. You won't really enjoy it until you read the source material and the way that it's supposed to end. There is something that I wish they had kept, and that came in issues 37 and 38 of Akira when it was released in America. And that's the Akira Tributes, which features work of American artists that were influenced by the Japanese manga. You have a story by Larry Hama and Brett Blevins of all these side characters. And then you also have pinups. Some awesome pinups by Mobius. Rest in peace. Joe Madureira. Everybody knows him from Uncanny X-Men and Battle Chasers. And then just a random assortment of other talented artists that were influenced by Otomo's masterpiece. So I kind of wish they had kept some of this. I remember this is a story back here by Warren Ellis. And it was drawn by Terry Schumacher. Like I said, with side stories. I wish they had kept these in some way or format in the new releases. Because I love some of my favorite artists when they take on one of my favorite manga. It's so great to look at these. I mean, this is more Texuria, but I know from Wolverine and Punisher and Ghost Rider. Dave Gibbons pin up here from Watchmen, of course. I hate to tell people to just blind buy something that's $200 retail, you know, 100 and something change if you get it through Amazon, but it's just so damn good if you've never read the story. It is so well told and well drawn, and like, I mean, I have collected just about every incarnation except for the original manga. And if you love the anime and are in any way interested in these characters, you should definitely check these out. And if you want to try a cheap route, you know, you can always try to find the trade paperback of the Dark Horse or Kodansha release, because everybody's selling theirs to try and go get this box set, because it is so damn well worth it. Once again, this is Omar. I hope you enjoy this unboxing / kind of comparing with old Akira books. If this is your first time watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video and share. Come back every Thursday and watch our weekly show where we talk about manga, anime, video games, and comic books. Thank you very much.